जी जी.
Actually, our university is located in Satna, Madhya Pradesh,
Okay.
and it was situated in the year 2012. And he is our chairperson and owner cum pro chancellor of the university, Engineer Anant Kumar Soni. He has also joined. Indranil sir, very good evening.
Good evening, both sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, both
Just,
sir.
good evening. Just 1 minute. I think I am audible. Huh? Everybody can hear me.
Yeah. So actually, here we are having our chairperson, Engineer Anant Kumar Soni sir, and Professor Jayanta Banerjee. He has joined from Bangalore, and Dr. Professor Indranil Bose. He has joined from UAE, University of Bolton. So, shall we go forward, sir?
Yeah, sure.
So, Ashish sir. So you, Ashish sir, मैं शुरू करूँ फिर? Okay, sir. So, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Harshvardhan sir has also joined. Sir, today we are organizing an international webinar on business strategies in the challenging times. And we have two very eminent speakers, one from University of Bolton, Professor Indranil Bose. He's the Dean of Business School of Business Studies. And our second eminent speaker will be Dr. Professor Jayanta Banerjee. He is marketing head and he is at present in Christ deemed to be university in Bangalore. And from our university fraternity, we are having Engineer Anant Kumar Soni, our young dynamic chairman, and our Pro Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Harshvardhan Srivastav sir, a national award winner in the field of economics. So I would hand over the session to our chairperson, sir, and he will speak a few words about the international webinar. Chairperson, sir.
Sir, good evening. Jain Saab, Ranil Saab, Dr. Harshvardhan, Pro Vice Chancellor AKS University, Head of the Department, Dr. Kaushik Mukherjee और स्टूडेंट्स जो यहाँ पर जुड़े हुए, ये इस समय एक बहुत चैलेंजिंग टाइम है बिजनेसमैन के लिए कि हम उस बिजनेसेस को किस स्ट्रेटजी में चेंज करें कि हम अपने बिजनेस को सरवाइव कर पाए। इस समय सर्वाइवल का एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या खड़ी हुई है। कोरोना काल में हमने ये देखा कि जो लॉकडाउन जिस अनसर्टेन पॉइंट तरीके से चला, कभी कोई 8 महीने चला तो कभी 2 महीने चला, और अभी ऐसा भी है कि अभी आने वाला समय जो है वो कब सीन बदल जाए, नोबडी नोज। और वर्ल्ड सिनारियो जो है वो बिल्कुल चेंज हो रहा है। सिस्टम जो बिजनेस का पहले था वो अब सिस्टम बदल रहा है। नया जो आईटी का इंटरवीन हुआ है और उसका जो फायदा भी है और कई जगह पे नुकसान भी है। जो लोग जानते हैं, जो समझते हैं टेक्निकली, उनके लिए अच्छा है, लेकिन जो मध्यम वर्ग में है या चाहे जो लोअर बिजनेसमैन हैं या मीडियम बिजनेसमैन हैं, उनके लिए बड़ी समस्या है। तो ये उनको भी बड़ा अपने आप को चेंज करने की आवश्यकता होगी, लेकिन अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि कैसे हो, क्या किया जाए। और जो जितने यंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं, ये कई तो बिजनेस कम्युनिटी से आते हैं, बहुत सारे बच्चे जो हैं हमारे यहाँ विश्वविद्यालय में जुड़े हुए हैं। तो आप लोगों के जो नॉलेज है, जो इंटरनेशनल स्टडीज है, आप देख रहे हैं कि कहाँ क्या परिवर्तन हो रहा है, उसका ये आपके एक्सपीरियंस जो शेयर होंगे उससे बच्चों को बहुत फायदा होगा, मैं ऐसी आशा करता हूँ। और ये इंटरनेशनल वेबिनार बहुत सक्सेसफुल हो। इसको हम विश्वविद्यालय की वेबसाइट पर सभी जगह इसको लाइव टेलीकास्ट कर रहे हैं। मैं इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ में आपका धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि आपने अपना समय दिया। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, Chairperson sir, for your kind words. Now I would like to invite our Pro Vice Chancellor Development, a national award winner in the field of economics, Professor Harshvardhan Srivastava sir, to speak a few words about the international webinar, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mukherjee. I also, on behalf of AKS University, Satna, I welcome Dr. Endranil Bose, who is Dean in School of Business. And he is a very international authority expert in various fields. He has widely traveled, as I know, that the experience of different countries and even within the country, what you have learned from this country and what you have already exposure of the international arena, definitely our students who would be joining today or who have already joined, they will be benefited with your speech, valuable speech. And in fact, for the management students, this is a golden opportunity that when we all, even I also feel that it is a new subject for me because I don't come from the industry field or from the business sector. I had served for the 40 years in government sector. 6 years, for the last 6 years, I have been in the AKS University. And what I feel that everyone must know about the business strategies. So in that way, I appreciate the idea of Dr. Mukherjee and his team, who is head in our Department of Management, that he has selected and identified such a vital subject, which is the need of the hour. As our chairman, the respected Anand Soni ji has also mentioned about the concern of the industry and the business strategy and the small level at the large level, both. People are suffering or people have been disheartened because of the COVID period. So the other speaker, I also welcome the another speaker, Dr. Jayanta Banerjee, who is also area head marketing and associate professor in Christ Deemed University, Bangalore. He has also a vast experience in this field of AI as well as the marketing, consumer research, etc. I believe that all of us, not only the students, but even professors like me and other professors who will join today, they will all learn and they will try to understand what is the strategy to be followed everywhere, not in the business only, but even in the government sector or in the university field. We all are aware that there are certain hurdles have arisen before us also. How we have to cope up with the students, how we have to change our strategy even to run the university, that is also a very vital issue. So business strategy and in the changing scenario, it is not only connected with the business only, but it is the how we are leading in our work of life, how we behave now in COVID period, or how we will change our strategy, which would be fruitful and positive also in the interest of the society. That is also to be seen. So I do appreciate the idea of Dr. Mukherjee that he has chosen the subject which is very pertinent for the entire society, not only for the business. Even we have to modify our attitude, we have to change our behavior, and we have to be more positive in our day-to-day working also. So for the business, so far as the business is concerned, I will also learn somewhere we all are doing something or the other related with the business. So business strategy in the changing scenario is very vital for the economy, Indian economy, because we all feel and we have been experiencing that how the people were suffering because of lack of knowledge, lack of latest information, and how to change their referral strategies or their referral marketing and how the marketing strategy has to be changed, how to reach the consumer, how to popularize our product to the in the society. This is all pertinent issues prevailing before the society. So I would be very much influenced. I am influenced, and I would be influenced with the talk of Indranil Bose that he has a vital experience, very varied experience of the national and as well as the international level, and he will be able to tell us how we have to modify our attitude towards the business and towards the for the growth of the economy, because Indian economy is definitely it has gone down by negatively by 7.4% by growth. So we have to argument our Indian economy, and in what way we have to think positively, and that would be a very I welcome Dr. Bose that he will benefit us with his valuable ideas and a speech, and students, definitely students will be benefited of this university, not only of this university, but whosoever connect today, they will all be benefited with the business studies. Thank you very much for Dr. Mukherjee that you have asked me to join today, and I would be happy to learn and hear all the important elements of business strategies. I would be happy on behalf of AKS University. I again welcome all my speakers who have been who would be presenting today before the students. Thank you very much, Dr. Mukherjee. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Once again, I will invite our first eminent speaker, Dr. Professor Indranil Bose from University of Bolton, UAE. So now, sir, the e-platform is all yours. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I extend my sincere thanks to Honorable Chairperson, sir, and Ms. Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, and definitely Dr. Mukherjee. Today, this was actually pre-planned, and I think I'll be speaking on the HR aspects because my area is human resource, and my friend and very good friend, co-researcher Dr. Jayanta Banerjee will be speaking on a marketing side, and he's also a very eminent person and in his area of marketing. And before starting my PowerPoint slides and other things, I'll be telling you very briefly about what exactly I'm going to cover in today's presentation. First of all, my subject is human resource management, HR, and human resource management, basically why we call it resources, why human resource management is playing important role in business in the time of the kind of pandemic or even the post-pandemic period, why the organizations are required to change their strategy, in what particular domain already changes are happening while dealing with the human resources. Because when we discuss about the human resource, we cannot discuss the human resource in isolation. Human resource is basically the thing which actually gets affected or being influenced or being strategized in the context of the say organizational structure, organizational priorities, from where we are getting the people, how we are utilizing those people in the organization, to what extent the organization can get the benefit from them, even to make those people happy in the organization, because now in many parts of the world, employee happiness has become a major issue for small, big and large corporations. Even in India also, employee happiness plays a very important role, because I'm telling you one very unfortunate statistics of India, that Indian employees are most exploited across the private and public sector, most exploited, least paid employees in the world. It is the study, okay, and the report came in the CIPD report, the report came in the ILO report. It's a very unfortunate thing. Indian employees, they cannot have the time to spend with their families. They are not well paid. Almost, I'm telling you, it has been found that if you total calculate and combine the total number of work time the Indian employees work in the formal sector, I'm not talking about the informal sector. Informal sector statistics are not available with us in that sense. In the formal sector, okay, an Indian employee on an average works more than 62 hours per week, which is much above the international standard. Okay, so this is a very unfortunate thing. So in the context of and when they're working for 62 hours per week, where if you compare Indian employees, Indian workforce with the countries like say Denmark, Sweden, even in Asian countries like say Singapore, so their people are working less than 48 hours, but they're earning much more than us. Now, definitely there is a scope for research and understanding why this is happening, because India has a very large workforce in the formal sector. Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor sir is from economics area. He can understand why this is happening, and definitely the government policies, the labor policies of the corporate sector. I mean, all these sectors, all these areas, all these people can also take the initiative to look into this matter. Now, I'm talking about other things here, like what are the developments happening, and what we say about the future of the human resource management. Now, few years back, when I was the student of HR, not few years back, long back, 10 years back, approximately 10 to 15 years back. Now, when I was the student of HR, so I heard a lot of things, that is the HR has no future, HR is dying. Okay, HR is not dying. No subject can die actually. Well, not is HR, nor finance, nor marketing. Nobody can die. The most important thing is that what you understand and perceive about the human resource management. Definitely, that HR in that old sense, HR in that old definition, old perspective will not survive. HR will be evolving, and HR is evolving. So 20 years back, when I started my career, I started working in a company long back in Calcutta, and then I worked in two or three companies. I worked with a IT training company. I worked with a hospitality sector company, hotel industry. So many sectors. What we have seen that at the point of time, and now what they're doing in the same companies, it's completely different actually. The same HR people, HR roles have been completely evolved. This is a very common thing in the field of the marketing and other areas also. Now, when we look at the HR skill sets now for the HR managers across the globe, not only in the foreign countries, but also in the India, you will see there are a lot of areas which are coming up, which we have not studied actually. At our time, we are now required to reskill ourselves, or unskill and reskilling and all this kind of thing we are doing. What is the bad thing? That is basically we have to understand the HR analytics. We have to understand a lot of things. I mean, AI-driven experimentation with the HR. Okay, now the cloud platform has come. Technology is playing a very, very important role in HR now, which was not there. HR was basically blamed as the most of the HR managers earlier, rather personal managers earlier. What they used to do, something say most of the decisions were actually say subjective in nature earlier. Okay, say starting from the selection process, recruitment process, employee performance evaluation, lot of in everywhere almost. Now everything is based on data and statistics. Okay, HR is more data driven, more statistics driven, and that is a major important thing what we see. That's why HR managers should be also techno savvy now, what it was not earlier. Okay, if you look at the big corporations, even many of the organizations, even if you look at many of the universities in India and abroad, definitely. I am working with the UK-based university system for a long time, for almost say more than 7 years. So what I have seen, see, many of the UK-based universities, they have gone for the paperless universities. What is very common, what is an upcoming trend in India also. I teach some of the premier business schools in India also as an adjunct faculty. Some good schools. I mean, they are new. Some of them are new universities. Some of them are old reputed business schools. Many of them are going for that actually. And the case of then with that particular thing, like some online teaching has become very popular. Now all the professors, even the gray-haired people, very senior to me, when somebody's age is 60, 55, 60, these kind of people are taking the online classes very comfortably. When it was started, okay, I am taking online classes for last 7 years. Where I joined the UK system, because we have the large number of international students from different parts of the world. Now, when we do it, actually, so different platforms have come up. We are not taking the classes with Zoom and other things, but we are very comfortable. But apart from that, a lot of teaching platform has come up. Okay, so our skill sets are changing. Okay, how you can discuss the case studies in the class, also through the online platform. How you can engage the students, say in the online platform. Okay, because when you see the students in front of you in the physical classrooms, say the challenge is something when you are so our entire say or dimensions and orientations have changed. Same thing is happening in the different operational management areas in organizations. If you look at the finance professionals or HR professionals or operation professionals, everywhere this is happening and it is happening in a lightning speed actually, I should say. Okay, because when I started teaching online, the type of platform we used to use online, even evaluation of the students' performances, their summative assessments and formative assessments, all these things you should do. What kind of thing we used to follow earlier? this has completely evolved during the 5-6 years only. Last 2-3 years, when the COVID actually hit the world, then this information technology has come in a big way. I mean, telling you, because big way means when I'm telling you, I'm actually more comfortable in taking online class now than the actual physical classes. I'm frankly speaking telling that. And this has actually made the entire thing more reachable to the people, the communities. That's a very important thing. We have students from say many parts of the world. In India also, I teach some students in some of the universities like IMT Ghaziabad, Nirma University Ahmedabad. All these universities I teach, take the classes. Oxford University Hyderabad. Now what we actually see is that students are coming, students are attending their classes from the areas. Even see when I teach the students from IMT, there are students who actually are from Mizoram, Aizol, and they are attending classes from there because they have gone back to their home and they're attending the classes of mine from their home. So Aizol is far away. I mean, this is northeast state, right? Mizoram is one of the seven sister states of northeast India. You will understand. So this is happening actually. Now this, technology-based intervention not only forces us to improve our skill sets or whatever. At the same time, to make us consistent performer, everything can be recorded now, everything can be monitored now. The issues of privacy and all these things have come up with the growing interference of the technology-driven applications and role and performances. So in this context, I'll be just sharing my slides, and with some basic statistics. I have made most of the presentations based on certain observations in different research organizations, mainly the professional bodies, okay, which have actually come up with a lot of studies during last few years on different aspects and domains, what HR should be in the future, what the HR is going to happen in the post-pandemic era. So all these things I'll be discussing. So just give me 2 seconds. I'm sharing the slides here. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah, I think everybody can look at my slide. So my presentation, whatever I'll be speaking today, my presentation will be divided into 2 main parts. One is the general observations of the future of HR, and the second one is the essential questions for a pandemic HR plan for the companies, organizations. And in both the cases, I'll be giving you a lot of examples from the corporate sector, a lot of statistics and a lot of information what we have. I have till today to make this presentation. First of all, let me start with the general observations of the future of HR. Already some of the things I have shared with you. Now, when I'm talking about the general observations on the future of HR, when I told about what are the purposes and objects of HR. Now, let me tell you briefly that, say, when you talk about the human resource, why we call it human resource? Usually we understand the meaning of the resource. Human resource means is a people in the organization. When you talk about what are the 4 pillars or 5 pillars of organization, we talk about the people, we talk about the capital, we talk about the land, we talk about the infrastructure or machineries, and nowadays we have added one important domain that's called the information. So all these are the part of the organization, whatever, small, big, or whatever. Your organization might be a very sophisticated one, like you are using completely on the basis of technology, or you are just running a small cafeteria. In both the cases, you require all these things. Okay. Now, in all the cases, in all the situations, why we call it the people management is called the human resources. Now, human resources basically they're resources, because I'm telling you some certain basic statistics, like say resources basically means say these organizations, people is perhaps the most costliest and most difficult thing to manage in the organization. Because there are different observations that in some of the industries, the cost of people, the managing the people, the hiring the people, the retaining the people is approximately 75 to 80% of the operational costs. Like I'm taking the industries like information technology, IT industry, pharmaceutical industry, KPOs, BPOs. There are a lot of manufacturing industries where large number of workforce is working. Okay, in those cases, the total the amount of the cost of the which is required or the organizations are incurring happen every time, I mean, it is approximately 75 to 80% of the regular operational cost. You can understand. So it's so costly. It's a resource actually. And definitely, if you take it in a different way, resource means there are many organizations where the people actually makes the differences. Okay, I'm telling you one example. See, I'm staying in a foreign country. When I go to my bank, in the bank machines like that. Say when I go to the teller counter, I see the people are using. Say these are foreign banks. These are not Indian banks. Okay, now foreign banks are using the software. That is a Finacle. Finacle is made by our own company, Infosys. Now, I have been to UK. I have seen that Finacle is being used in UK also, in HSBC and other banks. Now, it makes me so proud that Indian softwares are being used across the globe. Finacle. Now, Finacle, who has made the Finacle? Finacle is the cash cow for Infosys for many years. Okay. Now, if you look at why Infosys is known for that, Infosys is definitely a software development company. But Infosys earns most of its revenue in the earlier days from the Finacle. Even Finacle actually makes our India's flag high across the globe. Now, my point is that, see, when the Infosys makes a software like Finacle, and which is being installed and used and sold to the foreign clients across when in India also, State Bank of India and many other banks use the Finacle. Okay, most of the banks use Finacle. Now, see, who made these softwares? People made the software. Okay, so people means the human resources. They are the most talented pool of the organizations. If you look at the most automated organizations, like take in the certain sectors which are mostly automated, like pharmaceutical industry. In some of the pharmaceutical plants, even the automobile industry, so more than 90% works are being done by through machines. Okay, food processing industry, 70%, 80% works are being done through the machines. Okay, if you take about the healthcare industry now, like robotics and everything has come up in the healthcare sector across the globe. Now, when you are talking about the healthcare sector also, a lot of things are being done by the machines, but there is a person behind the machine. There is a human being behind the machine. So take care of that particular human being. That's very important, because if you, unless and until you take care of that thing, if you take about the education sector, higher education sector, we are in higher education, all of us. Now, if you look at the world's top universities, just few days back, I think 2 days back, QS ranking, global QS ranking has come out. Okay, and few Indian universities are there among top 200 universities like that. Okay, now if you look at the universities are not known for their buildings and not known for their classrooms. Universities are known for their professors or their students. Both are human resources. Okay, see, world's top leading universities, they have the professors who are Nobel laureates, who are the professors who have won hundreds of international awards and something like that based on their merit. So that they have made their university proud, their country is proud, like that. So, for example, in India, the top ranked university is the Indian Science, ISC Bangalore. Okay, now ISC Bangalore, everybody knows about the ISC Bangalore. Okay, ISC Bangalore is globally reputed. It's number one in the research index in the QS ranking this year, defeating all the world leading universities. So how it is possible? Because people make it possible, definitely. So there are different areas. You cannot say, even when there is a one person also, you have to take care of that person. You have to understand the people. You have to retain the person. Okay, because you have to invest on that particular person. You have to understand. So there is a major challenge in the cultural mindset of the organizations, which must be changed across the globe. Definitely, many countries are doing very well. If you look at the Fortune 500 companies, even Fortune 50 companies have come up recently. So those companies are world's leading companies. If you look at their history, how they have formed and how they have evolved and what are their HR policies and strategies, you see the one important study, observation is that, see, world's leading Fortune 50 companies, most of the companies are basically working, also doing very well in the case of the employee happiness indexes. Employee happiness indexes can be understood from the perspective of the, say, Great Places to Work survey, which is being done across the globe, regularly. Every year that is usually based in from US, but you can say every country, when India has the Great Places to Work survey. So which are the companies? You see the best of the companies are doing very well in that particular sector. They're investing a lot of money. When you look at the present scenario, that when in the introduction of the session, Honorable Chairman, sir, he was speaking that yes, definitely pandemic and all these things actually badly hit the industry across the globe, not only India, across the globe. Millions and people have lost their jobs. It's a very common one. Okay, many of my very close friends have lost their jobs. Now they're looking for jobs in India or abroad, like that. They're very qualified people. They're engineers, they're PhD holders from top universities. They have taught for almost 15, 16 years in Indian universities, and they have lost their jobs suddenly. Many of them are working at a reduced salary. I know that thing, very common thing. But my point is that organizations should not respond in that way, though it is inevitable. Okay, even in UAE also, many of the universities, they reduce the salary of their employees for 6-7 months during the first phase of lockdown. This year nothing happened like that. Okay, because we have been able to cope up with the situations and come up with that. Now, what are the general observations on the future of HR? We understand that, see, most of the HR functions are happening or going to happen in a big way. That is a technology empowered way, technology powered way. Okay, to manage, recruit, engage their employees based on artificial intelligence. Diversity is a major issue now. Gig economy is a major issue now, because workforce modeling and remodeling is an important role in HR. If you say Atkinson's model in a management in HR, when you study the strategic management, when you study the strategic orientation of the HR in the organizations, we study the Atkinson's model. It's actually a British model, UK-based model. Now, Atkinson's model, Atkinson, Atkinson's model, you can find out on internet. So it's a very common model. Now, Atkinson's model actually, this is a model for the peripheral workforces, peripheralism. Now, see, many of the organizations, they have maybe 500 employees. Out of that, only maybe 100 or 150 employees are regular full-time employees. Remaining other employees, somebody is contractual employees, somebody is they're coming on under working for the company, but they're under the payroll of some other contractual contractor, something like that, or outsourced organizations, agencies. So this is called and how this particular workforce, all these people can be balanced in the overall workforce of the organizations. Because for the organization success, all types of employees contribution is very important. It is not about the full-time and regular employees only, who are actually on which the organization has a better commitments. Like, say, I am a regular employee of an university, so definitely organization has more commitment on me. They have to pay the health insurance cost. We had the health insurance cost of mine. They have to bring my sponsor my visa. They have to take care of everything of mine, because I am their employees, direct employees. But there are people in my organizations who are working under the in my university also, like, say, our housekeeping staffs, our other people. Okay, and they are not our employees directly, but they are serving our organizations. They're taking care of their toilets. They're taking care of their offices. They're cleaning our offices on regular basis. They're sanitizing our campuses. So they are not our direct employees. They're employees who are actually working under the control of some of the outsourced agencies, some cleaning agency or housekeeping agencies. Okay, we hired the people from them. Now the case is that if these people do not work well, if these people do not feel motivated, if these people do not clean our toilets or our campuses or sanitize our campuses, what will happen? We'll feel sick. We'll be affected by corona and other things. Okay, so our campus will be looking like dirty. Our UAE government will impose fine on us, so they can ask us to close the campus also. So a lot of things can happen. So they're also important for us, for the organization. So organization, as they're working in our organization, how we can actually imbibe, or how we can actually motivate them or engage them in their works. So as they're working under us, as their salary is being paid from our payment to their companies, so definitely we have also some important role to play. So this is actually a major concern. I'm telling you, there are a lot of case studies happened recently that say, I've been taught in the industry, like, say, in India, Asian Paints it's actually taking the serious initiative to vaccinate not only their regular employees, but also these peripheral employees who are working there in the Asian Paints infrastructures and facilities. Almost Asian Paints has done 100% of its employees actually vaccinated by, through the Covaxin. I know that very well. It came in the newspaper also. Now, it is not only Asian Paints not only has vaccinated for their full-time regular employees, but also the employees working under the contractors. Okay, because they're working in the say facilities of the Asian Paints, their plants, their guest houses, their offices, everywhere. Okay, so this trend is coming up, and other outside in India also, this is a very common trend. Okay, because they are the part of our work practices. They're the part of our infrastructure. They are the part of our facilities. So we have to take care of that thing. Now, I'm coming up with an important thing. Said approximately 93% of the leading companies from major sectors such as analytics, information technology, blockchain, etc., have planned and adopt the online platforms up to 92% level in regular operations. See, if you look at the TCS example recently, TCS has said that, okay, approximately 80%, more than 80% of the TCS employees across the globe, not only in India, across the globe. TCS has the office in London. TCS is the largest private sector employee in the UK. Okay, they have approximately 40,000 employees in UK. TCS has a very big office in Vancouver in Canada. There's a very big office in San Francisco, in say Minnesota, in New York City, everywhere in the world. It's a big company. Now, TCS also has overall employees of TCS has said, say another 5 years or 6 years, 80% or more than 80% employees are eager to work from home. They do not want to come to the office because of the health concern, because of they can spend more time with the employees. But remember one thing, TCS has not lost a single single penny of revenue for this. TCS, the revenue of the TCS has increased during time. Look at the recent study by the Infosys profit margin and has increased by 49% in certain operations. corporations, 49%. You are not such a huge, say huge jump. And the thing is that because it's possible because the people are more productive at their home. If you just impose something, yes, definitely some people of Infosys coming to the office, they have to come to the office, they have to come to their facilities, but nothing is, badly affected. If your workforce planning, if your workforce long-term plan orientation, everything is done in a proper way, you have empowered your employees to use the softwares. Now people are working on their specific software platforms and everything like that from their home. We are, telling you now, most of the universities across the globe in India also, they have come up with the online education in a big way. Okay, I'm telling you that one of the name of the Indian university, Amity Online, Amity and Amity University Online, they have invested 63 crore rupees to start the Amity Online platform, because I know they're top people actually. Now, how they're investing, Amity Online has been, there are some of the programs, MBA programs and bachelor's degree programs, which was completely unthinkable even 3-4 years back. And they're getting quite large number of students from outside India, not only Indian students, but also students from different countries, because they are offering the programs which are at par with the United States or United Kingdom programs. So Amity Online program is doing very well. They have not set up the campuses in Noida, they have set up the campuses in Delhi actually, in Chanakapuri area, they have the big office they have set up actually. Now there are different things they're doing. Now I'm talking about the positive experience side. The positive experience of the employees will be the very big challenge in the future, because employee mental health is becoming a major concern for the organizations, because there are definitely employees have their own challenges, employees have their own priorities. Just take one example. I have not been to India for last 2 years. Earlier before COVID happened, I used to go to India and to meet my family, my friends there. Even Jayanta is my very close friend. We used to meet earlier, at least once or twice a year actually. Okay, when he used to come from Bangalore, I used to come from UAE. Okay, now what we are saying that thing, now I am missing my friends. Now I am talking to my brothers and sisters, my cousin brothers, my friends, everybody only on the Zoom platform or the Google Meet, which is something, okay, fine, I'm looking at them, thanks to the technology we are using. But apart from that, what I am saying, but I am not missing their touch. I'm not being able to see them actually. So it's a mental wealth issue. Okay, sometimes when this last year it happened that, okay, say when everything was closed down, even in UAE, it was a very rigorous close down, okay, and everything like that. So I was actually scared. Many of the employees of our universities, and almost 99% employees of our universities are expats. They're coming from different countries. They have come from Europe, they have come from Africa, they have come from Asia. We have very large number of Indian and Pakistani staffs here. We have staff from Kenya, we have staffs from Scotland, Ireland. Many of them, we had a lady here actually, she was the quality head of our university earlier in our campus. Now she's back in Scotland. Now she's working from there. She had a small child, of only 3 years. That small child actually was missing her mother. His mother. Now she went back to Scotland, and now she's working from Scotland, Edinburgh actually, Carly. Now what is happening? See, technology has bridged the gap. So employee mental happiness, mental wellness is very important thing. Many of the times employee wellness is not due to only the distance from the families, but also say our total work timing has changed. Like say now we are back to the campus, but even last year we used to work almost 18-19 hours per day, because we are working from online, which is very unfortunate. I have talked with some of the Indian institutions. I used to take the classes mostly in the evening there, because I used to take the classes more in the morning here in my university with my university students. But what I have seen that, say, I have to work there, say till late night, like 9 or 9:30 or 10, even also. Okay, like that. Now, many of the professors in India, they're my friends there, they're saying, okay, till 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, the meetings are happening on regular basis, which did not happen earlier. Okay, so you should not take the advantage in a negative way while managing the people. Definitely, we should have a proper planning. Definitely, I'm coming to the same point. The organization should have a proper planning. Organization should have a proper scheduling. Okay, and as your employees are working from home, you should not be taking all of their time. So that's the important thing. Now, there are 2 studies I mentioned here: Deloitte HR report and definitely CIPD resource risk report. Now, what is CIPD? CIPD, Deloitte, everybody knows, it's a big consulting firm. Now, CIPD, the Chartered Institute of Personal Development. Now, CIPD resource risk, actually, CIPD is the chartered body of the United Kingdom. CIPD, CIM, all these things you know actually. Now, these are the organizations who offer high-level qualifications for the HR professionals, CIPD. For the marketing professionals, they have the CIM, like that. Okay, and now these organizations are based in London. They're like same like in India, we have the chartered accountants, cost accountants. In UK also there are the chartered accountants, cost accountants, but also for the HR professions, there are the chartered professions like CIPD. Okay, now CIPD, they have a different type of qualifications. They have a very robust, one of the biggest research network CIPD has. In Dubai also CIPD has a big office, CIPD Middle East. Okay, if you go to India, CIPD has the very big office in Bombay. Like that, say collect all the data, and people say in certain areas CIPD works on parallel basis with the ILO also. Okay, because they collect information about the employee well-being, employee management practices. CIPD membership can be taken, CIPD courses can be studied. Many of the universities, they offer the CIPD integrated courses, like our university we do it. And CIPD, a lot of say if you understand the CIPD report, many of the CIPD reports are available free of cost online also. You need not go to buy for this. Okay, now CIPD report has shown the employee turnover comes down to the level of even up to 50% if your employee well-being and employee thing is there. Even if you are not paying them that much of high, we are not paying them the market salaries, base salary. Okay, your companies, maybe you belong to certain industry where the highest salary of the employee or the same level of salary of the employee in the other companies is maybe say 2 lakh rupees per month. You are paying them only maybe 1 lakh 40,000, 50,000, but people will stay with you. People will be working with you. You have the very loyal employees with you because your employees are more mentally sound and well. Okay, even if you compare your employees with other organizations, so this is happening. So this is a major challenge in the coming time. Now, apart from that, see, the cohesive work culture means the complete work culture. You see, in the organizations, your employees will definitely work, but create an atmosphere so that people can mix up with each other very, very freely and frankly. Like say in our university, say I can go towards any employee can come to my office. I can go to anybody's office, not as being as a dean or something like that. Only 90% time I talk to them as a friend. I have very good friends from different countries. They're almost of my age or little younger to me. Okay, we go for the picnic, we go for the dinner, we go for this and that in restaurants. Okay, I don't have a car here. Many of them have the car. Okay, my employees have the car. I don't have the car. So my employees take me to different places. Say 4 or 5 employees go there. We actually enjoy, celebrate at least once in 2 weeks. Okay, sometimes you go to the malls or here and there, just like a friend actually. I mean, going out. Okay, that's very important for the organizations, which is very uncommon. Like see, we study in the organizational culture that Hofstede dimension, power distance. Now, power distance must not be there in the organizations in today's time. That we're talking about the generation Z. So power distance, no generation Z people like the power distance. Nobody likes it actually. Okay, so that's a major important thing, major challenge, because in the West, many of the countries, the power distance is no more. Okay, but in the countries like many of the Arab countries, even in India also, power distance is still a very major thing. Okay, like that. Now, complete workforce reorientation plays a major important role. We'll be playing. Okay, like remote working. When you're talking about remote working, it's a very important challenge for the employees as well as for the managers, HR people, to monitor the people, to observe the people, to provide the support to them. To plan the work scheduling, okay, work for scheduling when the people will be working at what point of time, because they are not working from the offices. So how their performance will be evaluated, because you cannot apply the same evaluation parameters and principles for the employee performance as assessment or appraisal, because they're working from home. So there are certain things involved there. Okay, at the same time, now HR has become more objective, because HR is using widely, HR is using HR analytics portion. Okay, most of the information, very minute and intricate informations are available with the HR nowadays. Okay, so you cannot say that most of the HR decisions cannot be challenged by the employees, because employees can give the suggestion. Earlier, employees would say, okay, my performance feedback report is not good because my manager does not like me. You can say like that. But now everything is transparent. Everything can be shared with the employees, concerned employees. So look at this. This is your performance. This is the report. Okay, your productivity is this. Your contribution is this. The company is spending so much of money on this. So let's work together to improve on this area. So it's a very important thing. We can do it. Okay, so these are the general observations of the future of the HR. But when you go for the important aspects of the HR, the most important side, that's the what are the essential questions for a pandemic HR plan, a post-pandemic HR plan. The most important part is that letting the local human resource managers more making the decisions. I'm talking about the international companies, multinational companies. Okay, like say I'm telling you one example. Our university is a branch campus. Okay, we are one of the 21 branch campuses of the University of Bolton, UK. UK. Our main university campus is located in Greater Manchester, England. What we have seen since last year, we have been given more power and autonomy by the University of Bolton main campus. Earlier, for everything we are dependent on the main campus people. There are the partnership heads, there were linked professors in UK. Okay, for everything we have to look at them and we have to work out. Now they have given us more power because they are not being able to come to this place from UK to UAE. Okay, so it's thousands of kilometers. Like many other international companies, maybe they are based in UK or based in US or based in Europe or based in Singapore or based in other countries. Okay, now they have the offices in India or offices in many parts of the world. So the same type of control they must not have, because now they have to be dependent on the local managers, HR managers, or other managers. So in that case, it's very important you have to go for the distributive work policy or HR policy. That's very important, because your local managers are the only source of information. They know the local culture, they know the local condition. See, if you look at the COVID related things, there are certain countries which have been still colored as a red country, including our country in India, because we have the very high number of COVID cases. If you go to the countries like many of the countries in Asia, they are now colored as the yellow color countries, but because they have come out from the red zone actually. Like I'm taking an example, like countries like Korea, like countries like Malaysia, countries like Singapore, Thailand, they are not now as a red zone country like that. This has been made by the ILO and this particular thing. So when we are talking about, say, in India, there are hundreds of multinational companies. They have their own local managers. They have the local decision makers. Now the people are from the UK or the US or the Western countries are not being able to come to India because flights are stopped and nothing is happening, and you do not know when the situation will be normal. So in that case, what we are going to do, we have to be dependent on the local HR managers. Definitely we can connect with them through the online platforms, through technology, fine, absolutely great. But most of the major decisions must be taken by the local managers. Yes, definitely there should be some decisions which cannot be taken by local managers. We have to be dependent on the highest authorities of the headquarters people. But definitely the majority of the things are happening in the local level. That's very important thing. Now, knowing what's needed to keep the lights on. Lights on means exactly which are the activities which are most important aspects. Say, while talking about the local, one point I missed actually. Yes. Now, when I talk about local managers, there are certain statistical thing I want to tell you here. See, in India, this is the study by the SHRM India. SHRM, you know, the Society for Human Resource Management. It's a US-based body, and they have the very robust presence in India actually. Now, this thing actually has been shown that 97% of the multinational companies working in India with foreign expatriate employees, mostly in the information technology, mostly in the technology sector, even in India civil aviation sector. Okay, you know, India has still one of the largest number of foreign civil aviation professionals who are coming from abroad to work in India. Okay, because India has the shortage of the civil aviation professional till now. Okay, so actually the problem started with when the India allows the open sky policy. A lot of private airlines companies came up actually. Okay, a lot of companies also closed down. You know that thing. Now, when a lot of private airlines companies actually started the operations in India, India did not have the sufficient number of pilots and the aviation professionals. So they were dependent on the people to work in India. So they used to hire a large number of employees from abroad to work in India. Definitely the number has come down, but still we have some good number of aviation professionals in the high technology fields like that. So okay, so that they are working with the particular companies. Okay, so most of the aviation professionals coming from abroad or from the IT sector and other places, they have been repatriated to their home countries by the organizations. It's approximately 97% of the multinational expatriate companies working in India with the foreign expatriate workforces have repatriated up to 99% of the expatriate employees workforces. So because see, first of all, their companies are being working at a lenient level. And second issue is that their employees do not want to stay in India, because India was very badly affected in the first phase also, second phase also. Somehow we managed to first phase quite impressively. Second phase actually we were very badly hit. Some crores of people got affected in India. Okay, it's a very big number. So you understand that the situation is like that. Okay, now if you look at the knowing what's needed to keep the lights on, that means basically say which are the important business functions as well as the key roles and activities and responsibilities as well as skill sets which are very important role to be improved for the future. That means what are the areas on which the people role and people skills and the business functions of what will emerge, or those will emerge as the important component of the future. Now when you talk about the identify five key important functions, business functions, see, not the same important functions will be the important in the future. Some of the functions will not exist there in the future. So like I said, business, because the business priorities are changing, business mode of operations are changing. Okay, now it is happening because of the organization's regional distribution is changing, your geographical reach is changing, everything is changing. So definitely your customers' preferences are changing. The Jayanta will be speaking on that. Now, when the customers' preferences are changing, your contractors' preferences are changing, your the level of the contracting or negotiating with your customer and the contractors will be changing or changing already. So you have to understand and prioritize those things. Accordingly, you have to say that, okay, there are certain specific areas of the business functions which will be more important. Just taking one example, information technology platform, which was important earlier, but many of the companies are investing more and more money on IT platforms because they understood that IT will be the future. I mean, this is the, I should say, the blessing in disguise, actually. Actually, many of the companies, they faced very difficulty due to COVID, due to lockdown, other things. But ultimately, when they adopted the technology platforms, they have been able to reach out to the international customers, which they could not do earlier. Okay, like that. There are certain industries, certain sectors where, say, online retailing, online healthcare system, okay, online education. There are many areas, many new companies actually say are doing quite well, pretty well. If you look at the Indian stock markets presently, many of the companies which are mostly technology driven, they're doing impressively well. It's a surprising thing. We are saying that Indian economy is going down, but Indian stock market is going high. Okay, I think just on the Friday, I have seen that Indian stock market BSE reached cross the level of 52,000. It's quite high actually. Okay, now because why? Because most of the technology-driven companies are doing pretty well in India because people are buying their food from home. People are going for the online education. People are using online platform for their meetings and everything. So the way of doing things has completely changed. People's skill sets have been changed. So like that, even we see the very senior school teachers, like so somebody is of 55, 60 years age, who have not taught any time in their lifetime by online platform, but now they're doing it. Okay, so I can see many of the people when last year this online teaching was introduced in India in a large way. Okay, now I used to see on the Facebook pages that many of the old people, say senior teachers, senior professors in universities and schools, colleges, they used to put the picture of themselves. I'm taking the class online. Okay, this was something very exciting for them. So what does it mean? Because these people are now learning a lot of things at their age. Okay, 55, 60, almost they're going to finish their career. Okay, like that. Now new roles are becoming important. Social security, I mean, is becoming very important. You can talk about the when you're using the most of the things are being offered by online platforms and through technology-driven platform. We have to talk about the data security, about data privacy. Many of the new things have been happened. Like I'm telling one example of my university. There are around 11 universities in UK. Our servers means our Moodle page and servers were actually say hacked by Chinese hackers. Okay, last year. And almost 3 months to 4 months, our entire website and student database, everything was actually hacked. We could not open it. All of our official email IDs actually were been closed from the UK. Okay, now recently they have opened it actually. Now the thing is, they said that was a major problem. So you have to take care of that. Maybe our 11 universities, though they are very modern universities, they were not prepared for this kind of thing. So it can happen with many of the government offices and the portals and other things. People have to prepare them. So new role is coming up that when you are dealing with the cyberspace, definitely we have the cyber security experts. We must have these kind of professions were not there earlier. Now most of the banks in India, recently you have seen that thing that Air India, for almost 16 or 15 years, Air India database, their customers' name, their passenger's name, their credit card details, their name, everything has been hacked from some place, maybe from China, okay, like that, or maybe from Russia, some other places. Okay, now so actually I'm a little scared because I also flew by Air India many times in between international flights. Okay, so what happened like that? Maybe they have also accessed my bank account details. So this is a major important thing. So organizations have to be careful on that when you are dealing with the, say, in the sector like healthcare. Now, recently, the healthcare sector is being affected by, say, telemedicine or remote treatments, and all those things are coming up. India is already a pioneer in that field. India started the remote treatment or telemedicine approximately 15-20 years back. Now, I am telling one example of Nigeria. Now, Nigeria is a very big country, but Nigeria has a very poor medical infrastructure. North of Nigeria and south of Nigeria are two different worlds, though they are the part of the same country. Now, north of Nigeria is affected by terrorism because they have the Boko Haram and other terrorist groups there. Okay, Islamic terrorists are there. If you go to South Nigeria, Lagos and big cities are there. South part of Nigeria is developed basically, but north part of Nigeria, though it is, the terrorism hit and other things. Okay, the most of the oil of Nigeria is the oil fields of Nigeria, wells of Nigeria are located in that part of the world. You understand that thing? No, that Nigerian part. Okay, so North Nigeria has the oil reserve, but it is politically disturbed. Now Nigeria, what they had, say, large number of Nigerian people are staying in north part of the world, and people do not have the access of the medicine. I mean, that's why Nigerian government, with the help of their friendly countries, even India is a very friendly country with Nigeria, India and many other countries actually helped Nigeria to reach out to the patients. And during last 3 to 4 years, most of the I'm telling you, the total number of Nigerian people who actually have the telemedicine access presently is approximately 6.9 million people. They're having one of the largest number of Nigerian population. I mean, patients are having the telemedicine. Now they have identified certain community halls where some people have been hired to set up their facilities, and maybe the nearest hospital is maybe 200 kilometers away. So the doctors from there are reaching out them. It's a case study actually, and okay like that. And for that, they're empowering their local people, the community issue actually. And local people means the local people, local youth of that part of the world, Nigeria. They're educated, but they're not getting education. So by frustration, under frustration, they are joining the Boko Haram or this kind of terrorist organizations to earn money. But what actually happens, if they have the employment opportunities, they want to serve the people, because every human being is basically is born with the good intent. I believe in that thing strongly. But the thing is, the situation makes us bad. Now, in that case, a large number of Nigerian young youth population people even have been given training by the local government, Nigerian government, to treat the patients, okay, for their minor, say somebody has a fever, somebody has something like that, okay, cold or cough or something like that. So in that cases, how to treat them. For that, they need not wait for say 7 days or 6 days or 3 days or 4 days to talk to the doctor online who is located 200 kilometers away. So they are coming up. The HRS means basically HR is thinking from the overall perspective. Now, in that case, what is happening? Say even such a large number of people is now being covered with this kind of thing. If you look at the Kenya is another big country of Africa. Okay, but Kenya is I mean, they don't have the oil actually. Now, Kenya also, a lot of things are happening in the application of technology. Okay, people are being more empowered. People have more access to the basic facilities like that. India is a big country. We have a large number of populations in many remote areas. We don't have many facilities. We can use this technology to reach out to that thing. Maybe government is doing things. Okay, the Indian government is doing quite good things for many years, last 15, 16, 20 years. Okay, we're doing it quite well. Now, when you understand that thing, so what are the challenges? So identify the key roles, activities, and skill sets. We have to understand the skill sets in terms of, say, the human skill. We talk about relational skill. We talk about the behavioral skill. For everything, our skill sets have to be, rebuilt actually. Now, coming to that other side, the last one I'll be talking today, it is about the understanding the challenges of and the key HR questions. Okay. Now, when you talk about the organization-specific HR, now can the company and the organization operate with 25% of the greater absenteeism? Absenteeism means they are not in the office; they're working from the home. In many cases, it's more than 25%. Many in India, they opened Indian offices are opened to a large extent, maybe on 50% basis. 50% people will be working 3 days from home, and remaining 50% will be on 3 days from office, something like that. So many of the companies have done this with taking the precaution. But now I think again everything is closed because of lockdown. Okay, so whether the organization has that kind of proper HR planning and strategy, workforce planning and strategy, we have to understand. It's a new challenge actually. Now, in the case of the health and safety issues becoming very important now. Health and safety, which was not a major concern for many of the not so well-known Indian companies. Okay, definitely well-known Indian companies, Indian brands, they have the very good practice of health and wellness practices. Okay, which is not common in many of the small and the medium-sized companies. So they have to look at that, because if you retain a healthy workforce, it is much more economical than hiring the fresh talents. Okay. Now another thing is that can your employees work remotely? That means in the long run also, that means whether you have the proper infrastructure, whether you have empowered your people by proper training and everything. That's very important. But infrastructure support is needed to support the shift from the work from home to the work at the place or work at the office. That kind of thing is required. Okay, what kind of policies company should put in place regarding monitoring, restricting, or whatever, observing and other things. Okay, in high risk regions of the world, actually mainly it is applicable for the international operations. Okay, so there are many issues which are very important. Okay, now health and safety, technology driven applications, people empowerment, mental health wellnesses, companies overall HR strategy, how much money company should spend on the HR policies and strategies, or different many other areas. Okay, like we in our campus, I have seen that not only my campus, all the university campuses in UAE, under the guidelines and instructions of the Ministry of Prevention and Healthcare, they have installed that very sophisticated scanning machines to scan the temperature. Okay, they are not taking the temperature by hand like normal gadgets. Okay, for that the universities have been given the financial support, though our university is based in UK, but university has been given the financial support and technology based support from the local authorities. So because see, the universities where a lot of people are coming, okay, from the to take admissions, to attend classes, the professors are coming, something like that. So a lot of things have been happening. Okay, we are working on that. Now what is the future travel plan of that? Okay, now in the future, how the travel plan, because travel is being restricted in many parts of the world, but still it will be opening up. Okay, now travel plan, what's the future traveling plan of the employees? Because so restricting the employees from traveling abroad frequently like they used to do earlier, it's a major concern now. If people cannot go home, people cannot go to other international operations or locations as they should do in the normal time. So when the people, even after that, when the people are going back home, regarding, I'm telling you another example. See, many of the universities, many of the offices in UAE I've seen, they have cancelled the annual leave component this time. That's why employees are very unhappy with them, because every year we get the annual leave of 31 days, working days every year. Okay, so we have not got it for last 2 years, because the point is that they said, okay, you take the annual leave here anyway, but many of the people, they have their families back home. Many of the families, people have their friends at home, so they cannot being able to go back to their countries. The major concern here is that if they cannot go back to their countries and come back, because say many of the faculty members in our university, even other places also, they went back to India, they went back to Pakistan, they went back to Europe, they're going back to Africa. But when they're coming back after 1 month, suddenly their services were stopped. Say they were in their countries, home countries, for almost 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So this is unacceptable for the many of the organizations, but this should not happen. Okay, how the organization can manage the entire show like that? See, and definitely training and development and learning exercise is very important, because already large companies in the world, they have gone for online learning experiences. Like I'm taking examples, say GlaxoSmithKline, they were one of the earliest companies in the world which actually came out with a very sophisticated interactive online training platform, because it's based in UK, London, and they have a presence in 78 countries across the globe. So some medicine which is being maybe launched in South Africa, that particular medicine will be launched in India after 6 months. Okay, so before launching in India, they GlaxoSmithKline, they want to train the Indian employees to know the medicine, because already in India they started campaigning for the medicine to the hospitals and other places. So train up those people how the training, because in this case you cannot send all the people to South Africa to get the training. So training is being done online for the training manuals, learning experiences, feedbacks, and everything, and doubt clearing. So a lot of technologies are being used there. So people are learning at their home, even they're taking exams also. Okay, and for the employees, and they're giving them the virtual experience of selling it and something like that. Maybe the salespeople, other places. So there are a lot of things that to be done. HR has become the role of the HR. Actually, what I believe, with the COVID situation or the post-COVID situation, the HR will play the much more important strategic role. So this is my objective, this is my observation. HR can do a lot of magic in the organization, because we are talking about the people. Definitely people make all the differences for the organization, for the country, for the community. So definitely something better will be happening. Definitely we'll be taking time to learn up. Many of the organizations will learn faster than other organizations, but definitely something good will happen. Every negative situations brings a better opportunity to learn. That's a major important, I think, observation in the case of HR also. So thank you so much. Anybody has any question, they can put in the chat box. So I'll be answering that thing, and definitely. And so this is my presentation. So anybody wants to spare, so like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Bose, for covering so insightful things of human resource management, which is the only intangible resource which has got emotion and which is connected with psychology. And it is very tough to handle them. Thank you very much for your such insightful and such valuable words related to the HR and future of HR, and what will be the scenario of HR during the COVID and post-COVID situation. So thank you once again. And now I will invite Professor Dr. Jayanta Banerjee from Bangalore Christ University. He is the marketing head, and he's having his expertise in the field of marketing and consumer research, and he has applied a number of technologies and AI for betterment of marketing. And as we know, for most of the organization, marketing is also, you can say, soul of the organization. So the e-platform is now all yours, Professor Jayanta Banerjee. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mukherjee. So, good evening, all. It was very nice to hear Dr. Indranil, my long-time friend. Well, he spoke about HR, and I'll be speaking about marketing. Now, both seems very diverse. Both are different fields, both diverse, but there is a common thread which is very important. So HR also talks about people, and marketing is also about people, the consumers, right? Uh, the employees also have emotions. The employees also remember certain things. They want to be taken care of. Same thing goes for consumers. Well, definitely, business houses look at profit. Uh, Maximizing profit is what business is all about, but not at the cost of customers' wellness. So definitely, customers want to get value out of their money. They want to be cared for. So this is one important common thread between marketing and HR, psychology or understanding people. So I'll be talking about certain challenges which has come in front of organizations, marketing specific. What can be the success factor of some companies which really have made money. What are the industries which are growing or which are having potential in the coming days? So marketing itself have evolved. I have studied marketing 2 decades back, some 20 years back. The subject, the discipline itself have evolved. Now there is a lot of talk about marketing analytics. Marketing is not about only sales. Marketing is not about only retailing and distribution. No, it is about data. This data gives insight about customers. What are the customers' preferences? What are the customers' likes, dislikes? What product they prefer? How much? What should be the pack size? So these insights can be achieved through data. Now there are various data mining softwares which are used. Marketing, digital marketing is one subject which is actually becoming very relevant in today's world. Certain medias for promotion, like newspaper, television, they have also drastically changed. Now we are always on the internet, either maybe on the social media, or maybe on the Netflix, or maybe on the Amazon Prime. So our media of interaction with the outside world have changed. Earlier, many of us, we used to read newspaper. What we are doing now, we are using apps, or we are using applications, mobile applications rather, which are giving us market information. The entire world has changed. Academia. Academia also have changed. Like Indranil was saying, yes, faculties have upgraded themselves. Faculties can teach online. Students also can receive information. They can clear doubts. We have groups. We have Moodle. We have learning platforms, learning management softwares. We have the arsenal in front of us. But yes, the world is moving on in spite of the major challenges. The world is moving on, and we are definitely, everyone is doing their job. So I'll be starting my presentation. So I'll share my screen. Okay. Yeah. So hope I'm audible. I have put it on full screen mode. So I'll be talking about more about marketing. Now, like I was saying, the entire world has changed. Uh, 2019 and this is 2021, 1.5 year or close to 2 years, the entire world has changed. A new world order have taken into place. Earlier, earlier consumers used to worry about quality, better product. Now they're anxious. Now they are anxious to buy product to save lives. We see a lot of product which have, which were earlier there, more like sleeping product, but they have become relevant in today's world. To quote a few examples, which are product which are very relevant. It's an amazing product which was sleeping for many years. This sanitizer market. So sanitizer market is estimated to be 17 billion by the year 2026. When you talk about sanitizers as a product, there are a lot of elements which a marketer has to take care. The form factor. Should it be in gel? Should it be in spray, liquid, soap-based? Should it be in wipes, tissue wipes? Again, there is another product which category, the category is medical device market. Now, these are the products which were there, but nobody knew. Nobody felt a need to buy this product. So these products have become more and more relevant. So this pulse oximeter, 2021, it's a market worth 2.3 billion. I have mentioned the web links from where the data are taken. The test and diagnosis market, a huge market, a market where people buy testing equipment. They definitely pay in many hospitals to get their COVID test. So globally, it's a huge market. This market is a US $84 billion market. Just imagine the amount of money. There are companies, there are customers, and products are being sold. But the product portfolio have changed. A population with a COVID upgraded shopping list. That is what we are talking about. And the biggest of all, the global vaccine market. Well, 2019, it was US dollar 46 billion, but by the end of 2027, Fortune Business is predicting a growth of 104 billion. Actually, this number, as to my guess, will increase. So just imagine the amount of business which are going around. Yes, products are being manufactured, product prices are being determined, distribution is definitely taken care of, promotion or advertisement wherever is possible, it is done definitely through some media. Definitely we have, the product's form factor, the product appearance, the brand name, Covaxin, Covishield, these are all brand names, right? Marketing is existing, right? But the products that were relevant some few years back, some new products have come into the marketplace. Medicines, consumables, oxygen, I'm not talking about this. So an entire new world order has established. Moving on, who knew that this product will be part of the airline travel kit? You take a airline, you get this kit. So this also, the airline industry or the airline companies are a customer. They buy these products and they give it to the people who are taking the aircraft. So the market, the product, the customer is changing. Now the customer is airlines, for example. The product is, well, products like this, and the segment also have changed, right? There are some markets which have really made a lot of money because of this COVID situation. Well, Reliance Jio, as per Statistica, it has got 186 billion Indian rupees by March 2020. So they have already made break even. E-tailers are having a field day. Well, companies like Amazon, Flipkart, maybe Snapdeal, they are having a field day. Online medicine stores, because of the situation, maybe yes, retailers are losing business. It does not mean customers are not buying. Customers are buying, but the way they were buying earlier and the way they were buying now, it has changed. Now we are using app to place order, and there are different companies. So if a retailer is having a shop in a particular place in, say, Odisha or maybe say Karnataka, they had to go for retailers. They had to register themselves in Amazon and Flipkart to survive. Nobody stops them. They have a trade license. Social media. Social media has seen a tremendous growth in this COVID year. Instagram, Facebook, they are also making a lot of money through advertisements. Users are increasing globally because a lot of people are spending their time more on social media. Yes, we can't meet friends, right? We can't because of the physical traveling issues. We can't travel. There are a danger of infection. So we take social media as the best option, the next best option, right? We meet friends online. We update our status in Facebook. It gives us happiness. Uh, Online televisions, right? OTT platforms like Netflix, Disney, maybe Sony, Geo also have Geo, Amazon Prime. All these are also on a very, very huge growth scale. So the product, the services, the customer, all have changed. Telecommunication are getting a field day. Well, after Geo came, the market kind of, you know, there are many companies which had to leave the market because of very competitive pricing. But now the telecom companies are seeing profit. Foreign institutions. Well, foreign institutions, well, they definitely existed, but now there is an increasing population, Indian population, other countries' population, who can do degrees, who can earn degrees from foreign universities, from UK, maybe US. The aspirations are getting fulfilled because many foreign universities are offering online degree courses, and these degree courses are very, very much valid. They are not distance education or something. Because of the situation, foreign universities are also entering the Indian education market. Home food delivery. Yes, Zomato, we definitely use it more or less because people are not moving out to their offices, right? Office cafeteria is closed. Now home is what we have. And home, well, we can't go out to restaurant to have food because again threat of infection. So we try to make the restaurant come to our home. So food delivery business also is scaling up. Networking device, laptops. There is an amazing amount of laptop and mobile phone which are being sold in 1920 and 21. So most of us we have to use laptop, mobile phone. So these are and another surprising another market which actually blossomed is home furniture. So in office we had the organization to take care of our sitting and the furniture issues, but now we have to arrange our own table and chair. And student life has really gone many years back, and most of us we don't have a laptop table. So this innocent looking table also is one of the best selling item online. As per Standard and Poor, uh, there are five uh, sectors which really have withered or really have suffered. One is leisure and entertainment. Yes, theme parks are closed. We have a very big theme park in Bangalore near to our campus, Wonderla. Wonderla is closed. I remember 2019, so many bus of Wonderla used to come carrying their employees for their work. Even foreigners used to visit. There were some arrangement, aircraft to Wonderla, then hotel. There were some arrangement. So the place was bustling. The place was bustling. The place was filled with tourists. People were happy, so it's closed. It opened for a very short time, but again it is closed. Airlines. All the airlines are operating, but airlines 2020 was a very, very bad year for airlines. Especially globally and even in India, many airline staff had to lose job because the airline company simply went bust. Airlines company was not having money to operate. As simple as that. They had to wind up. Restaurants, lines of restaurant, which were, hogging the upmarket street of major cities, they have closed. uh, People are fearful, but it does not mean that people are not having outside food. Yes, they are having outside food. So to survive, restaurants should upgrade to a online platform. Definitely it's possible. Leisure, earlier, uh, Disney park was a huge revenue earner for the Disney company. Now the Disney theme park, Walt Disney or Disney theme park also is closed. They are making a good deal of money through their online television platform. Most people have purchased smart TV or they are seeing on laptop or mobile phone. So Disney have tied up, as we know, with Geo, and the services offered free of cost. So Disney is also surviving. So it does not mean the world has ended. It means that you have to look to the market in a different perspective. The customers will be there. They will also be okay with paying the price. But what they offer, what they are wanting to buy, and what the company has to offer has changed. So this is what the new world is all about. Auto parts, gas, oil and gas drilling. So these segments, as per Standard and Poor, have really made it bad in 2020. This is just an indicative list from certain industry reports which I have come across. Uh, on a more specific note, Economic Times report Netflix India to have crossed 923 crore Indian rupees in 2020, a very big amount for a company which nobody knew few years back. Cinemas are closed. That does not mean people are not watching television. Yes, films are being released on Netflix, on Amazon Prime, which was happening in cinema halls, now are being done online. People are surviving. Companies are able to survive. And yes, customers, or in the case of Netflix, viewers are able to see new movies also. E-commerce in India have really grown last year. 2020 have really seen a boom in Indian e-commerce, and it's a huge market which has consolidated. Definitely, Amazon and Flipkart, they are the main competitors. Amazon is little better off. Uh, the third example which I'd like to quote is about Coursera. Coursera surprisingly have registered 3.2 million learners. I'm talking about paid learners who have paid money to earn a certificate, whatever be the amount, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000, whatever may be the amount. But just see the mind-boggling number, 3.2 million learners from India. It does not mean that students are not going to pay money. Yes, people will learn, educational institutes will function, but the platform is changing. So if cinemas are closed, that does not mean the customers or the viewers will not watch movies. Yes, the platform has changed to Netflix. So definitely business will go on, but we have to understand from a marketing perspective the segmentation, targeting, and positioning. The customer segment have evolved. Today's customers are more net savvy, they are more connected, they can find review within a very short span of time. And yes, their expectation also have remained the same. They want to be cared for, whatever may be the mode of delivery. If you care for your if you care for your viewers, if Flipkart and Amazon care for their customer, and if Coursera take care for the students, definitely business and organization will prosper. uh, So the statistics from a newspaper. So it shows actually the movie market, the box office revenue have reduced, but on the contrary, uh, online television or internet-based application used on smart TV, they have increased globally, and they are actually on the increase mode. So it does not mean leisure and entertainment has ceased and people are gloomy in their house, but yes, the delivery mode have changed. Uh, Six Indian startups. So everything is not bad because of COVID. Definitely, people are suffering. But on a brighter side, I will like to mention six Indian startups which have become unicorns. Unicorns are those companies who have reached US $1 billion. So these are the companies. Razorpay, for example, it's a payment solution, uh, and it has crossed you know uh, 731 crore, more than 731 crore. It's a unicorn now. Pine Labs. Pine Labs is a point of sale merchant. It's actually a financial solution provider. So it was the first unicorn in the year 2020. Fintech company Zerodha. Most people who are into share trading will know about this company. It has a valuation of 3 billion. These are all startup, and these are all Indian companies. But yes, pandemic or no pandemic, they have made it. I will discuss what they have done or what went right for them. Postman. Postman is a leading platform. It's actually application program interface API, which has got a huge investment, uh, venture capitalist investment, and yes, it is a unicorn. EdTech firm Uncademy. Uncademy is also a unicorn. It's led by SoftBank. Uh, so Uncademy is a EdTech platform which offers various courses, and just last month it had raised 1,125 crores in funding. Fashion retailers, Nika. Nika was started 2012 by one lady, but last year, because of online uh, increased buying, we were not going into shops to buy clothes and all. Mostly uh, clothes were purchased online. So Nika uh, crossed 1 billion to become another unicorn. So this six Indian startups are unicorn as reported by Business Standard, and does not mean that they are very young people. They have accepted change. They have understood what people want, and their company have made it. So these are the founding CEOs names. All are Indian by origin, and somebody is located in Mumbai, somebody is located in Delhi, somebody is located in Bangalore. So all over the country we have them, and their company are really doing good. Moving on, these are the reasons. These are some of the reasons which made some companies smile while others had to cry. These are the success factors which made company, you know, do business or keep themselves afloat in the time of crisis. COVID last year, this year, presently, these are extremely crisis situation. People are losing money. Uh, People's future earning is not secure. In this time, making a company profitable is really a challenge. Customers' needs, wants have changed. We are not going out. We are not spending time on a shopping mall. We fear. Customers fear. the markets suddenly have become very small. The laptop, the mobile phone, that is your market space. For teaching, for education, for buying, for news, for entertainment, everything is your laptop and mobile phone. The world suddenly have become very, very small, technology driven, data driven. In this crisis situation, making profit is a challenge. So these companies, or rather most of the companies who had made it remain themselves afloat, should have a high value system. If I have time, I'll show you a video, small video about Ratan Tata's speech. So to start with, restructure your product portfolio. So if people wants sanitizer, don't sell them ice cream. Don't sell them something which they don't want. No, upgrade. Upgrade your product portfolio. Uh, you know, there are a lot of new things which people are desiring. Oximeter, for example, right? I purchased few days back, was a very costly one because the cheap one was not, giving me performance assurance, right? So the product portfolio should change. People should start introducing new product. The old product had to be upgraded. This is point one. The second point is people don't hesitate to pay money. Sorry. The second point is a single product and a single market strategy is extremely risky. I mentioned about Disney, right? Walt Disney. Walt Disney's one of the main business was, few of the business was, one was theme park, one was film production, one was this online television or internet-based television OTT platform. The other is merchandise, toys, dolls, and all those things. So, if they were a company which were only into theme park, it would have been end of Disney. It would have been end of Disney. So, theme park not doing business. Cinemas or films, movies are not getting released. Just tell me how many movies, new movies Hollywood have released this year, means last year 2020. You have to search for names. You have to search for names. No big movies were released after COVID stuck. So Disney is not doing good in various platforms. But yes, they are doing good business in the online television or online entertainment business. So maintain multi-portfolio product strategy. If you wish, if companies wish to have only one product and one business, they should be prepared for a very, very, risky or a crisis which is just about to knock the door, right? The risk, the portfolio should be spread across product, multiple product. The third point which uh, comes up is understand consumers. See, consumers don't mind paying money, whatever be the amount. Hospitals, ambulance, whatever they were asking, a COVID patient will give it. But companies should look at providing commitment or performance assurance. Oximeter, I purchased an oximeter few last month, I think. Well, I was seeing a lot of oximeter, but the less than 1,000 rupees oximeter were of very doubtful performance. I went for a high-end performance from a branded company. So people don't mind paying more. No, price is not the issue. The issue is the doubt in customer's mind regarding performance should be removed. How it is done, that is the marketer's wonder. Customer awareness, maybe promotion, whatever. But this doubt, this hesitation in the customer's mind that if I buy this product, the product is not going to function, the product is not going to deliver those features what are mentioned, these doubts should be removed. So understand the consumer. Companies should go into the head of consumers, right? Literally, and they should understand the customer psyche. Accepting technology as a necessary. Yes, we have to accept technology. It is not an option for us. It is not an option for us. Now, most railway ticket counters are not giving you physical ticket. Even if you want to travel in a local train, which commute in Calcutta, we have local trains similar to Mumbai. We have metros in Calcutta. We have metros in all major cities in India. You will not get physical tickets. Everything is digital. You have to have an app, and you have to have a link with the bank to pay the amount, right? So you have to accept technology, whatever field you are, as a customer or as a corporate. Flexibility to innovate. Yes, time has changed. Time has changed. People's expectations have changed. There is a need for hybrid system. There is a need for hybrid system, both physical and both maybe virtual. Uh, Many universities, well, in Christ, we have all our exams online. It's not possible to have it on campus. We use different platform, Metal, for example. We use videos for taking Viva. We give assignment which are checked for plagiarism. The entire mode, the assessment have changed. So universities, academia, corporates, they have all accepted certain changes. Now we don't have to sign in. We had a sign in time and we had a sign out time, but no, we don't have. Right? So there are certain flexibility, there are certain changes which are done all around. But yes, the show must go on. Strong communication. From a marketing perspective, what I believe is any product, any company should create their own individual image. Uh, Razorpay, uh, Zerodha, all these unicorns, they have made a very, very strong image for themselves. People know them. People know their logo. People know what they are. And they have a very, very strong message. That is through maybe brand tagline, advertisement communication. The next point which comes to my mind is uniqueness in offering. Now, see, ultimately, brand, uh, performance, everything is good, but it should be of use to the customers. Customers don't worry about paying, but customers should get some benefit out of the purchase, right? If he is purchasing a mobile phone, if he is purchasing a laptop, there should be some benefit. So some uniqueness should be there in the offering. So companies which are really good, doing good in the COVID world, have uniqueness in their offering. The 6 unicorns which I mentioned in the previous slide, they are unique. They have competitors, but they have unique selling proposition or USP. They are unique in feature, they are unique in what they deliver. And customers feel that yes, being associated with them is making some good benefit to them, giving some benefit to them. And the last point, which is again very important, is just looking at business from a profit perspective will make the company all. So is time there? Uh,
Sure, sir. You can continue. No issue.
Okay.
We are having time up to say 20 hours.
Okay, okay. So maybe I'll show one small video of Ratan Tata.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Just let me open the file. I'll share my screen again.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure and a great privilege to be here this evening. A little overwhelming, if I might say so. And I'm overwhelmed. Let me just say that on all the years and the varying capacities that I've tried to work in India, the most fascinating period of time that I've had is in the automotive area. The automobile business is truly an emotive and a tremendously rewarding business. It has more excitement than any other business I've been involved in. And the greatest pleasure I've had is trying to do something that everybody says could not be done. I'll just share perhaps a moment in time which I will always cherish. I decided that India could produce its own car. Everybody, my friends overseas in the automobile business, said that this couldn't be done. We had to go through collaboration to get know-how, get technology. But we undertook to produce this car. You saw images of it in the video. It was called the Indica, and we produced it in India, totally of Indian content. As we got close to putting it in the market, my friends in India somewhat distanced themselves from me, otherwise known as distancing yourself from failure. And when the car came out, I suddenly felt that I didn't have a friend in the world, and that all the warnings that people had given me were probably going to come true. But the car did come out. It did earn a 20% market share, and we showed that we could do something. Throughout the time I've been involved in business, there hasn't been anything that has equaled the excitement, the reward, and the exhilaration that the car industry has provided and can provide. It gives, as has been said earlier, an opportunity to test new technologies, new building methods, but above all, it has helped in the transformation of the Indian economy to a mobile economy. And a great deal of what has happened in India has happened right here in Detroit. The world owes a great deal to the United States for doing what it did to get the car industry to be taken for granted the rest of the world as it has over the years. It's a great pleasure to be involved in the industry, and a very humbling recognition to receive the award that's been bestowed today. I owe this to my colleagues in the company who have transformed this business, and I would like to thank the automotive news who put together this award, and to say how much I cherish being included in the Hall of Fame. Thank you so much.
Okay. So I'll close it. Uh, I'll open the PPT again. So So companies which what made certain companies smile and what made others cry. Well, one of the ideas which we get from the video which I showed just now is we should accept certain change. And if somebody tells us that this cannot be done, we should not just accept it, but if there is potential, if there is strength in uh, a company's value system, definitely the company will prosper and move ahead. So change is something which is about flexibility to innovate and move across boundaries. So in a time like this, uh, even Disney has moved from its theme park. They're doing it's closed actually. It's in a very bad shape. They are laying off employees. It's all coming in the website, but does not mean that they anything has stopped them to innovate. They are surviving, and these employees definitely have chance of getting re-employed in a better time. Uh, but to see little bit more, this is a data from Nelson. Now, 2020 and 2021. This is a data for 3 years. That is 18, 19, and 20. People are spending a huge time on live TV, on smart television, and on internet. So it gives a very striking indication where the business lies. So online business platforms, online business model, because we simply can't go out, right? And we don't know how long. Maybe for definitely for a couple of months or maybe 6 months. So this is a very good indicator where we can use data analytics, or rather marketing analytics, to infer where the business lies. Yes, like I said previously, the marketing discipline has evolved. So marketing, keeping a product on shelves so that it is visible to the customer, keeping a nicely dressed salesperson, yes, those are there. But now we are using data to draw insight which is the business which can prosper, which are the business which has more potential, what are the customer doing. Now this is the average time spent per adult, that is 18 plus, based on total US population. So Nielsen had done this survey, and it gives us an indication what people are doing nowadays, how they are spending their time. So average, these are in hours. This 3.42 or 0.33. This is in hours. So just see a huge portion of hour, right? They are online, right? Either in live TV, or maybe some online radio, or maybe some smart game console. So even for advertisement, even for promotion, even for selling product, we get an idea that which target segment or which area we can focus on. So using data, we can do a lot of our decision making about business, about new product launch. Uh, Ernst and Young uh, gave a very nice insight that there are 5 new consumer segments which have emerged because of this COVID. We know that customers can be divided based on age, gender, income, whatever. Ernst and Young, in one of the report, mentions that 5 new customer segments have emerged. What are they? The first type of customer segment, which represent 30% of populations, they are they value affordability. They value affordability. They always measure what they're giving and what they're getting. How much effort they're putting, how much money they're giving, how easy easy it is, how much time taking it is to get some product and what they're getting. So affordability. 26% of people give health a priority. These are all markets which will be emerging in few years or in a couple of years to come. These are certain segments, customer segment, which are promising segments. So health first. Because of COVID or post COVID, there will be a huge customer segment, 26%, who are health freaks, who will be health conscious. So any product in this area are definitely have a chance of greater success. Planet first. Well, uh, you know, people's perception have changed. We now refuse plastic bags. If we are carrying one shopping bag and the grocer or the fruit seller is putting it in a plastic packet, we refuse it. We say, stop, I don't want it. You put it in my bag. That is enough. We like Flipkart or Amazon when they go for a very minimalistic packaging. Nowadays, they are doing it. If the product is, fragile, definitely they will have protective packaging. But if you have purchased a pair of shoes, they will just put a wrapper, plastic wrapper, and send it. So planet first. People appreciate. People are conscious of certain things which are happening to our planet. We know, customers know about global warming. Well, floods is happening in places where flood should not be happening, and we have droughts in places where it should be raining right now. Society first. A very big percentage, that is 16%, believe that everyone should work together for greater good. Because of COVID, there is a huge sentiment. We have started missing school. I have a daughter at home. She misses school. I miss my life meeting friends over a cup of tea. I can't go to my relative's house. Well, working together, uh, you know, uh, joining hands to do something good, this kind of feeling is emerging. And experience first. Well, 11% of consumers are the least anxious about their health and finance. They want to explore. So definitely there will be offline future. Everything will not be online. So people will definitely want to go to shop. They want to see the cloth, the softness of the cloth, or maybe the size or feel of a mobile phone before purchasing it. Yes, offline store will exist. So these are as per uh, EY, the new customer segment, which are promising, and as marketing students, as corporate people, these are certain segments worth noticing. And there is a huge shift in the marketing mix. Now, webinars, the tools, marketing tools, which are very common. This is again from Standard and Poor. So the marketing tools which are actually gaining popularity world over. Here is the statistics. So webinars are gaining popularity like anything. 67% for promotion, for disseminating knowledge, to create awareness. Even doctors have webinars regarding health awareness, adolescents care, child health, uh, social media, organic social media, online videos. So these are certain marketing tools which are gaining popularity. And on the opposite side, that is the downside, are the marketing tools which are fading away. Investments are not being made. So experiment events and experimental stores. Uh, Companies like Bose, uh, audio speakers, Apple, they have huge stores where people can go listen to music, experience the Apple effect. Well, these stores are losing their charm, and many are closing worldwide. The stores are getting smaller. Toys and Me, a very popular brand, they had huge acreage of stores where children can play with a toy before making a purchase. They have just removed all the floors and made it a small shop. Dmart, uh, Decathlon. Decathlon is a French sports brand. They had a huge warehouse kind of concept where people can play basketball before making a purchase. Again, they have closed up. So these are areas where investments are decreasing, and which where investments are being scaling up. Webinars are the most important marketing tool for companies and for disseminating of knowledge. So to restart marketing, certain myths which were existing. This is from Harvard Business Review. I have given the link at the bottom for others to maybe catch on later. So there are certain old myths and there are certain new truth which are emerging because of COVID. Marketing begins with knowing your customers. No, you have to know your customer segment. You have to know their sentiments. You have to know what they want, what they dislike. Marketing analytics, AI may come into work in this particular area. You are competing with your competitors. That was the old truth. But the new truth is you are competing with the last best experience your customer had. So Domino's one time they delivered properly. Flipkart, one time they delivered properly. The next time they had a very, very bad delivery. We are not evaluating with Amazon, but we are evaluating with our earlier experience we had with Flipkart. So the concept of competition is changing. We are our competitor. We have to always innovate and take care of customers. So again, bridging the gap between HR and marketing. Yes, we have to take care of customers. Old truth. Customers hope you customers hope you have what they want. So customers but the new truth is customers expect you to have exactly what they want. So this is a challenge for companies because customers expectations have increased, customers expectations have changed. How to address it, that is a story for another day. Focus on retail and distribution. But the new truth is focus on online retail and distribution. Online retail and distribution will stay. It will stay and it will intensify. So better accept it. Relationship matters. Well, the new truth is relationship is everything. Offline and online, we are humans. We have to maintain relationship. Maybe we are unable to, maybe the retailer or the company is unable to meet customers on a face-to-face, but there are ways to maintain relationship. Marketers, they had to understand that relationship is more important because physical distancing or we cannot meet people on a physical space. So that is one important thing which is required to restart marketing. And the last point that I'd like to mention is use of technology. Well, technology is everything. This webinar also is being happening because of technology. We have we are in different parts of the world. Indranil is in Dubai. I'm in Bangalore. Sir is in Sanata. So we are all in different parts of the country, right? Parts of the world. But still, technology is everything, and making making the bridge. Students are again in different parts of the country. So with this, I'd like to thank the leadership of, I'll just stop presenting. So with this, I'd like to thank the leadership for giving the opportunity to interact and meet students online. And any questions, if it is there, I can I'll share my email, or if you have any platform for answering it, I'll be available.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Banerjee. It was really nice to hear you. It was such a long and in-depth discussion related to the product differentiation, related to the technology use, and how means we need to understand the psychology of the end users. So you have found a very thin and hairline relationship between HR and marketing. That is the psychology. There also in HR, we are dealing with the psychology of the employees. Here also we need to deal with the psychology of the means our end users. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Banerjee. It was a nice session from your side. Indranil sir, there is a question for you. I don't know whether it has reached your chat box or not.
No, I not
Okay,
not visible.
sir. Can I repeat on behalf of the student?
Yeah, sure.
We have got a very bright student named as Kalyani Singh from MBA second semester. She is asking that she was having a myth that HR is no more important, no more a strategic part. But after your session, that myth has been busted, and now she is in the belief that HR is also in the core of organization. And another, the main question she is asking, that how can HR be strategic partner of the organization? Because most of the students, they are having their belief that finance, operations, and marketing, they are the core part, they are the strategic partner of the organization. So she is asking, sir, how can we be the strategic partner of the organization in dealing with the mission and vision of the organization? That was her question, sir.
Okay, then see, if there is any subject taught in your university that is called change management, what we teach in our university,
Sir.
change management is a important component of strategic HRM. Okay, strategic HRM is something. See, we have a specific module in our university, in many universities in India also. That is strategic HRM. Strategic HRM, even once I had a discussion with Jayanta earlier, 1 year back. They have also one specialized subject on strategic HRM with the MBA. Now, strategic HRM, the Christ University. Now, strategic HRM is something. See, I just told you that one thing, that human resource cost is increasing day by day. Okay, whether the number of people is increasing or number of people is decreasing in the organization, but actually the cost of people is increasing in the organization day by day. Now that's very important thing. When the cost, when there is a factor of cost involved, definitely this come into the center stage of the organization. Now cost means it is not cost actually considered as, it's called the investment on people. Okay, and now when we talk about if you understand the present role of HR, what the HR is playing presently, there are certain key areas where HR is playing very significant role, which are completely strategic in nature. First of all, definitely I changed about the change management. When we talk about change management, I'm telling you a short case study, small case study, you will be able to understand. See, the short case study means in 1989 or 90, that kind of time, State Bank of India, they and the Bank of China, these are the two banks which have the largest number of customers in the world. Now, State Bank of India and Bank of China, when they went for computerization, large-scale computerization, almost at the same time, both the banks. Now, there was huge resistance from different groups, basically from the union side and other things, and people used to say, mainly in State Bank of India, that we are going to lose our jobs and other things. Now, then the State Bank of India, they took the help of some, I think, McKinsey or some other top class consulting firm, and State Bank of India came into idea that how they are going to implement the computerization in the State Bank of India. HR department plays a very significant role. HR means, I'm telling you here, like State Bank of India then completely revamped the HR department, Chief HRO, CHRO was introduced. The post of CHRO was introduced then. I think in 1992, CHRO post was introduced, created in the State Bank of India, which was not there earlier, definitely not there. There was some director personnel or something like that, but CHRO post was created in State Bank of India. I don't know that it is existing today or not. But CHRO's role was that to effectively implement the change management process in the organization. Now, State Bank had some thousands of branches. Now, thousands of branches means all the branches could not be computerized at the same time. Now, what actually main thing happened? Now, when the State Bank of India identified some of the branches which are very important and where this experimentation basis, this computerization will be happening or happened, whatever. Now, when this happened, say they picked up the people from specific branches and they properly make a training plan and everything. Who will be attending the training program? What kind of training will be given? And who will be the training vendors? Everything. What will be the cost of training? The entire training budget. That everything was who will be giving the training, okay. State Bank staff training colleges in Hyderabad, they have in Pune, they have in Calcutta, they have in Delhi, many places. So which of the staff training centers will be adopted? This entire plan, starting from who will be attending the training program, say not among State Bank of India, some lakhs of employees are working presently also. Not everybody was given the training in the initial stage. Step by step basis, they actually applied the filtration strategy of the State Bank of India training, because some of the areas, from remote areas, they picked up certain branches, identified 4 or 5 people from each of the branch, or 2 or 3 people from each of the branch, and these people used to come back to their branches and give the training to their fellow colleagues and something like that. So that's just a huge, humongous actually effort started. So by that thing, within 3 to 4 hours, almost all the State Bank of India employees got what I say, that is the trained with the computer and all these things. This is your one example. So here the HR rules means starting from because State Bank of India realized, not Bank of China realized, all the banks realized that unless and until we are going for computerization, we are going for the technology based banking, we will not be able to survive in the market, because the internet banking or technology based banking is the future basically. And we know what all these things, because how many of us go to the bank to withdraw cash? Nobody goes. We just go to the ATM machines, withdraw the cashes. Whatever, how much I transfer my money from my account to Indian account directly. Within 5 to 10 minutes, it goes to my account. Okay, from to India. I do not go to the bank and standing in the queue and like that. Nobody does it actually. Okay. Now, when I was young, I used to go to my bank. I had a State Bank of India account with my father there. My father used to go to the long queue in the bank. People used to, for every transaction, they used to take almost 15, 20, 25 minutes, half an hour. Now they're taking on when the net banking is started. So people are much more expert now actually. It takes only 5 to 6 minutes maximum per customer transaction. Okay. So the entire thing actually is not only State Bank of India, I'm talking about the private sector banks in India. They are much more technology savvy than the public sector banks still now, and you can do everything. I mean, so this is an example. One aspect is this change management. The second aspect is this: when you talk about the workforce modeling means, I was mentioning in the presentation about that Atkinson's model. There are so many models out there. I just mentioned one. Now Atkinson's model actually is a model which actually is provides the top management the idea. Atkinson's model is something which is you can say the foundation of the strategic HR workforce modeling. How many people the organization will hire directly as a regular employee? How many people the organization will hire as the peripheral employee? Even within the peripheral employee workforce, how many will be working as the direct peripheral, indirect peripheral, like that? Okay, so this is the entire thing. We may not use the peripheral word exactly. It is an academic word. Peripheral word is maybe used in different way in the organizations. Now, how these things will be done, it is a part of HR actually, strategic HR. With that, because this is cost is involved. If you have the more number of people, organization has more commitment, more financial liabilities, more other things actually, like that. Like this. Now, this is another side. Now, third side is that, see, When you talk about the human resource management, because my personal PhD is on strategic employee relations, that's industrial relations. Now, industrial relations does not exist in the real, I mean, the old sense in many industries. But how this employee relations is evolving every part of the world, and that is directly dealt with the HR, definitely. Okay. Now, another part, training and development. Training and development is not being told training and development anymore. It is called a learning and development in our industries. Now, learning and development is a very core component of the organization strategy in present day, because learning and development means it involves the type of the learning experience, the type of the learning resources, the type of the learning platforms. So everything is decided and planned by the HR. Okay, and accordingly, this is purely planned as per their training calendar, training cost, training budget, everything. So there are a lot of things involved in this. If you look at the Harvard strategic HRM models, Harvard model is there. A lot of models are there. You can search on internet. Just search on the Google the strategic human resource management models. You'll find plenty of models. Okay, how these models are being used, why they are being used. Okay, and all these things are very important. If you talk about the strategic HRM in the international arena, so there are so many studies are being taught, like they say Globes model, Trompener's model, Hofstede dimension, international culture. Those are the part of the international actually say HRM, and this is strategic HRM, because how the organizations, same organizations follow different cultural model in different countries, because based on the local cultural requirement. They have called assimilative model, they have called distributive model, they have called the localized model. Everything is being used. The same company, let's take example British Petroleum. British Petroleum in England, they have one particular cultural model they follow. When they come to the Gulf, they have a very good presence in Gulf. They have a different model. When they go to India, they have a different model, because in India they don't explore oil. In India, they basically work as a say a marketing partner. They sell their products. When they come to Gulf, they explore the oil. In UK, they have some other things. Okay, so this is the way they do it, and for that, what kind of strategy, what kind of leadership planning, everything will be done. These are all, I mean, these are all strategies. Strategies does not mean that even you see, if you take the strategy, say, only as a hierarchy and something like that, you will not be able to understand. Strategy you have to understand from that area of how the different functions are being taken care by the HR department in the organizations. Even if you take the example, like say, we know on marketing also like that, see, franchising and licensing model, what Pepsi and Coke and other companies are doing across the globe. Okay, there also how the organization workforce, that kind of thing is applicable. Say, I am telling you, it's a very funny good example. Pepsi and Coke, they basically follow the licensing model across the globe. They don't have their own workforce in large number. Only say in a large country like India, Pepsi or Coke might have only a few hundreds of direct employees. They are the direct payroll of the companies, but remaining all the Pepsi and Coke employees, they may wear the Pepsi and Coke T-shirts, but they're not Coke and Pepsi employees. They're working under with the say their say bottling plant owners or distributors, something like that. So how this entire workforce is being managed. Okay, now the another thing has come, like outsourcing agencies, first line outsourcing, second line outsourcing, third line outsourcing. So here HR, strategic HR plays very important role. We'll be responsible for that regarding workforce distribution, regarding strategy, regarding giving the benefits and other things. So regarding training and development, regarding recruitment, regarding performance appraisal, what kind of role we play. Okay, so this entire thing is completely strategic HR initiative actually. There's a case study. That case study is available. I'm telling you how strategic HRM actually, if you make a proper strategy, the company's name is something NetEdge or something, NETEDGE, NetEdge. It's a Dutch company. Now that particular company, NetEdge, is basically based on Netherlands. Now when it was started, it was a small company started by 3-4 friends from the IT industry. They used to work in California earlier. They came back to their home country. They started, and how over the period of time they expanded to Asia, they expanded to many parts of the world. They used to provide the support services for the software companies, software support services, and how this company become the global company by making the changes, strategic changes in the international HR strategy. So the case study is a brilliant case study. Means if you read the case study, it's available online. Now this case study is free of cost available. I mean, you not buy the case also. Now NetEdge case study, if you read that thing, you'll be able to understand how a company, small company of NetEdge, now has become a truly global company. And initially it had only maybe 3 or 4 or 5 employees, staffs there. Now presently they have approximately 50,000 employees across the globe. And how they have decided the leadership in different geographies, from say international HRM models, I mean leadership models they started. Initially, it was ethnocentric model they approached, and how they've transformed the ethnocentric approach to geocentric, then polycentric. Then they have created the global platforms where everybody from any geography can come and can be selected and be hired based on their merit and based on their thing. How the companies CEO and top board executives, approximately 70% executives of the company are non-Dutch people. They're not Europeans also. There are a lot of Indians working in the very senior positions. People from China are working there. How the company, and over the period of time, how the company has increased their earning, their sales turnover. So it's a wonderful thing. I mean, there are a lot of case studies of strategic HR. I mean, people can easily see it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nicely answered the question, sir. So, with due permission of our chairperson and with due permission with the fraternity of AKS University, I would like to thank Professor Indranil Bose for spare his valuable time and such in-depth discussion and interactive session. I really enjoyed it, sir. I really enjoyed it. And I would like to thank our second eminent speaker, Professor Jayanta Banerjee. Actually, a bit of my background I would like to tell. I am an ex-Air Force. So there also we used to deal with some hardcore HR, and everything was related with, psychology and mental strength. So it was nice to interact with both the eminent speakers, sir. And I would like to say that we should have such type of interaction. We will be surely looking forward for such type of interaction in future also, sir. And it was a nice time. It was a nice takeaway for the students and all the professionals. It was we are lucky enough to get both the eminent speakers in our e-platform. And further, I would like to thank our chairperson who has spared a lot of time from his busy schedule, and he was with us and he is still with us in the e-platform. I would like to thank our Pro Vice Chancellor, sir. I would like to thank the complete IT staff. Ashish, sir. I would like to thank Mr. Sonu Soni, who has all planned about this, transmission and all these things. Because as you have told that technology plays a very important role in each and everything. We all are connected from different parts of the world to technology also. So with due permission of our chairperson, I would like to officially end the session, sir. And once again, I would like to thank both of our eminent speakers. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.